Lead411 pitches itself as intent data for teams who can't afford an enterprise contract, verified contact plus Bombora buyer intent signals, priced like an SMB tool instead of a six-figure platform built for a Fortune 500 procurement process. That pitch is mostly true, and it's genuinely why this vendor gets recommended so often to smaller sales teams. But budget is a relative word, and relative to what matters, so we priced Lead411 the exact same way we price every vendor on this channel, dollars per contact actually exported and usable, checked directly against Quarvio's number. Start with the entry plan straight from Lead411's own pricing page. Spark costs $49 a month and includes 1,000 exports a month, verified emails, direct phone numbers, employee data, and a Chrome extension bundled in at that price. Billed annually instead, Spark runs $490 a year for 12,000 exports, which works out to a slightly better rate per export than paying month to month the whole time. Either way, the entry price is genuinely reasonable for a small team's steady monthly volume and cheaper than several vendors we've already covered on this channel. The real question is what happens the one time you need a list bigger than a single month's allowance, all at once. Run the two billing paths side by side and the shape becomes clear. Monthly Spark, $49 buys 1,000 exports, or about 4.9 cents each contact. Annual Spark, $490 buys 12,000 exports across the year, or roughly 4.1 cents each, cheaper per export, but only if you're willing to commit for 12 full months upfront, in one payment. And the buyer intent data that gives Lead411 its actual edge over a plain contact database. The Bombora signals the whole intent data on a budget pitch is built around, is explicitly reserved for annual subscribers only, per Lead411's own plan comparison. The monthly plan gets you contacts. The intent layer, the differentiator, is an annual-only feature you don't get at the lower commitment. One independent pricing breakdown, flag the part that matters most if your needs ever change. All credits are forfeited immediately if you cancel. There's no grace period or payout. Unused exports don't convert to a refund, and they don't survive past your billing cycle beyond a capped rollover allowance, however long you've been a customer. That same breakdown noted rollover credits cap at twice your monthly allocation, so on Spark, the absolute most you can ever bank ahead is 2,000 exports, no matter how many quiet months you save up in advance. Budget-friendly month to month while you're actively using it. Noticeably less forgiving the moment you stop, pause, or slow down. 4 clauses worth knowing before you buy in, straight from Lead411's own plan structure and independent breakdowns of it. First, exceeding your monthly export allowance costs roughly 50 cents per additional export on the entry tier, a real, meaningful per contact overage charge, not a rounding error you can ignore. Second, rollover credits cap at 2 times your monthly plan allocation, so saving up quietly for one big one-time list has a hard ceiling built in. Third, Bombora buyer intent data is gated to annual subscriptions only and isn't available on any month-to-month plan at any price point. Fourth, cancel your subscription and whatever's left sitting in the account is gone immediately. There's no wind-down period to use up a remaining balance. So we run the number the way we run every number here. Dollars for 5,000 contacts actually exported and usable, not just theoretically available. Quarvio priced out at $129, one-time, pre-verified, credits valid 12 months with no monthly cap to plan around. Pull in a comparable 5. 000 export volume from Lead411 lands somewhere between $204 and $245, depending on whether you take the annual or the monthly path to get there, genuinely closer than some of the other vendors we've covered on this channel, and still meaningfully above Quarvio's number for the identical volume of usable exported data. Our verdict: Lead411 is honestly one of the more reasonably priced subscription data vendors we've looked at across this whole series, and if Bombora's buyer intent signals genuinely matter to your sales process, that's a real feature Quarvio simply doesn't offer at any price. For a straightforward one-time contact list though, the math still favors data priced and delivered as data, without a monthly wrapper around it. In the stack we run, Quarvio supplies the contacts, one-time and pre-verified, instantly handles sending and warm-up. Informail keeps the inboxes and authentication clean underneath. Aimfox runs LinkedIn outreach in parallel. Budget-friendly is a fair label for Lead411's sticker price. Just check whether that label still survives the export cap and the rollover rules before you actually commit to a plan.